distinguished speakers, climate leaders, captains from corporate world, delegates joining from India, Japan and other countries, ladies and gentlemen, a warm good morning to everyone. On behalf of Global Compact Network India, GCNI, it gives me immense pleasure to extend a warm welcome to all of you to Asia Pacific Climate Week being hosted on a virtual platform by Government of Japan. As per the estimates, the Asia Pacific region currently accounts for about 43% of global CO2 emissions, and by some projections this figure could increase to about 48% by 2030 if new efforts are not made to speed up decarbonization. In this context, a plan of action through multilateral engagements like this event on meeting the targets set forth by Paris Agreement 2015 holds significant relevance. I wish to thank Global Compact Network of Malaysia, who have partnered with ONGC India chapter GCNI on the sidelines of Asia Pacific Climate Week 2021 to hold panel discussions on the theme of accelerating progress towards science-based targets. The 2015 Paris Agreement was a momentous occasion with regard to commitments of the parties to avoid the worst impacts of climate change. The world community is required to limit global temperature rise to below 2 degrees Celsius, and every effort should be made to limit the warming within 1.5 degrees Celsius. As per scientific estimates, global warming could reach 1.5 degree between 2030 and 2052 if it continues to increase at the current rate. Therefore, it is imperative for the organizations in their sustainability journey to adopt futuristic goals for climate change mitigation that are derived through scientific methods. Harmonious coexistence on beautiful planet is the key imperative for the mankind. In line with climate sciences, the SBTs for GHG reduction and decarbonization goals are necessary to meet Paris Agreement targets. More and more companies have to prioritize corporate climate action in line with climate science. The initiative can drive the transition towards a low carbon economy and reduce emission levels, enabling organizations to deal with climate change impacts while sustaining their performance, productivity, and yet remaining competitive, being an active participant of the net zero race. The UN Global Compact is uniquely positioned to translate the initiatives into business ambitions and country-level actions with the support of Global Compact local networks and UN partners. I am glad to inform that this year, UN Global Compact Network India is launching a Climate Ambition Accelerator program specially designed to equip businesses with the knowledge and skills they need to accelerate progress towards setting science-based emission reduction targets. I sincerely hope the program will develop an internationally consistent and locally relevant GHG measurement and accounting framework based on GHG protocol, which shall help scale up credible climate action across the companies of all sizes, sectors and regions. I call upon the companies to commit to set ambitious SBTs for their critical contribution to limiting the worst impacts of climate change. Many companies are already demonstrating that they have the skills, expertise and ingenuity to make this a reality. However, gaps still exist, which I am hopeful that engagements of this scale and sincerity will help to bridge. Coming to the Indian context, approximately 40% of India's greenhouse gas emissions come from energy generation, and industrial and commercial users consume more than 75% of that energy. Therefore, industrial sectors, especially the oil and gas sector, are expected to contribute significantly towards mitigating climate change and play crucial role in reaching net zero economy. With abundant resources technical expertise, and economic and financial assets, the industrial sector can derive the transition towards a sustainable and low carbon future, and science-based targets could steer this transition from the front. ONGC, being India's leading public sector energy company, is cognizant of its responsibilities towards the environment. We have undertaken several measures that strengthen our net zero agenda, measures like integration of energy efficient practices and establishment of renewable energy projects are most significant ones out of those. Our Energy Strategy 2040 lays emphasis on renewable energy portfolio. We have planned to set science-based targets for short-term and medium-term to help us working towards achieving that net zero in the future. Over the past few years, we have initiated multiple programs and projects for the decarbonization of our entire value chain. We have registered 15 CDM projects with the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change with an excess of 2.2 million certified emission reductions. Couple of new CDM projects are also in the pipeline. ONGC is making sincere efforts to make the company ESG compliant, and in this endeavor, our first ESG report would be launched soon in the public domain. We are living amidst a difficult time. The devastating effects of COVID-19 pandemic on the economies require us towards taking collective actions for global climate ambitions in order to adopt responsible practices for a transition to the net zero and a resilient economy in the post-COVID world. Our aim is to develop a strategic plan of action for setting accountability standards for the corporations, engagement at the policy level by organizing key discussions with the regulatory agencies, policymakers, and other stakeholders to advance the agenda and support progress towards raising collective climate ambition. The panel discussions on how Asia-Pacific region can lead the transformation and also on Climate Ambition Accelerator Program are well thought out to address the challenges and capture opportunities that come from managing climate risk effectively in Asia-Pacific region. On behalf of Global Compact Network India, I would like to thank you all once again for joining this digital platform for a great global cause, a cause for a cleaner and greener future for all of us. I wish the deliberations on SVTs on GHG emissions reduction a stupendous success, and I am very sure that the same will eventually facilitate identification of improvement opportunities and avenues. Thank you and best wishes. Please take care and stay safe.